Terrible news that we're getting in this morning of a grim discovery. A 1-year-old baby and a woman were found dead on the south side. Police are near 80th and Campbell right now trying to figure out what happened here. Someone found the woman in a backyard. Police say when firefighters got there, they spotted an open door and then they found the baby. Police have not said how the two died. We'll keep you posted on what we hear this morning.
There are moments in the city's story that don't just haunt the headlines. They pierce deeper through the walls of quiet neighborhoods and into the soul of a community. And in Chicago, 2 homes, 2 families, and 5 lives were torn apart in a matter of days. No one saw it coming. No sirens warned the sleeping city, only silence until it was too late. This is the tale of unanswered cries, of 2 tragedies, eerily close in time and yet still shrouded in silence. A mother and her baby gone, 2 sisters never to speak again. And behind it all, a pattern no one's ready to admit. It was just after 3 a.m. on a Tuesday, in the early hush of Chicago's South Side. A call came in that would unravel everything. The house, the door left wide open, as if it had nothing left to protect. There, they found Ellis Washington, just 1 year old, lifeless, still in his home, still in his world of toys, blankets, and stories never finished.
Officials have just confirmed that the 25-year-old woman was Kendrea Richardson and her baby boy was 1-year-old Ellis Washington, who both died this morning. Like you said, Terrell, I did speak to the baby's father this morning. That was Kylan Washington. He was off camera, but he told me his son had just recently turned 1 in April and described Ellis as a happy baby who always had a smile on his face. And so the news this morning is sending shockwaves through his entire family. Chicago police say firefighters responded to a call near 80th and Campbell that Richardson was found unresponsive just after 3 this morning. Police say when firefighters got to the scene, they spotted an open door, and that's when they found the baby Ellis. And several loved ones, of course, were on the scene for hours, just devastated with grief. In fact, Washington, Ellis's father, tells me that he had bought his baby boy a new pair of shoes just yesterday, and he was waiting and excited just to give them to him. Meanwhile, police have not confirmed how either mom or baby had died.
Our second story took place 2 weeks prior on the northwest of the city in a quiet suburb called Streamwood. It was nearing 8 p.m. on McCool Avenue. Another 911 call, another family torn apart. Inside a townhome, 2 sisters lay dead. Janiya Jenkins, just 21, and Eyani Jones, a child, only 10. They had been stabbed multiple times. The scenes were savage. Upstairs, the hallway drenched in blood. One body in the bedroom, the other feet away. A neighbor would later say her daughter was on the phone with Eyani just minutes before the end. She heard screams, then a chilling voice, "Don't kill the kids." By the time help arrived, the damage had already been done, but someone had survived, a 7-year-old brother and a baby niece. They ran for help, blood on their hands, some theirs, most not. They ran to the only place that still felt safe, next door.
Well, a death investigation is underway in Streamwood this morning.
And Joni Lum joins us live now with the latest. Joni.
Good morning. We just got this new information from the medical examiner's office indicating that the victims are female, a child, 10 years old, and a 21-year-old woman. That's all we know about the victims in this case. They were pronounced dead at 8:07 last night. Streamwood police are still outside this townhouse, in the front of it and also in the back of it. It's on McCool in the 1500 block. They have taken evidence from the house. The 2 bodies were removed from the scene. This was considered a death investigation, but now we're awaiting more information from the police. They were called to the scene after 8 last night. They discovered the 2 victims inside the townhouse, and they have been investigating all night. Multiple bags have been taken from the scene. They called in extra units, and a mobile command unit was here, but that has left the scene. Meanwhile, a neighbor says that they heard gunshots.
I was here in my house around like 8:20. There was gunshots, and I was wondering what it was. And I finally came outside, and I see everything that's happening. And supposedly there's like 2 victims, and this is usually a quiet neighborhood, so I'm not sure. Like, this is quite interesting, and hopefully everything is resolved, because I live here and I don't want to be worried about my neighborhood being dangerous.
Well, there are still questions about that. Streamwood police have not released any information. They have not said if there's a public danger, or if they are looking for a suspect right now. Reporting live in Streamwood, I'm Joni Lum. Back to you.
Joni.
Police were quick to identify a suspect, Jalonie Jenkins, 25, the woman's own family. What drove him to it? No one knows for sure. Mental illness? Rage? A motive locked behind eyes no one can look into now? All police know is this: he fled. His car was found abandoned in Redmond Park in Bensonville, but Jenkins himself vanished. He's now considered armed and dangerous, a fugitive walking through the very same shadows that once hid his family. Neighbors and loved ones are shattered. Parents are mourning 2 daughters. A school district is mourning one of its own. But the question lingers: what pushed him to the brink, and why now? Charged with murder and the stabbing deaths of his 2 sisters last week in Streamwood, Illinois, Jalonie Jenkins, 25, was arrested Sunday night in Downers Grove. Police have been looking for him since the bodies of his 2 sisters, 21-year-old Janiya Jenkins and 10-year-old Eyani Jones, were found in a home in the 1600 block of McCool Avenue.
25-year-old Jalonie Jenkins was supposed to face a judge this morning, but instead we're learning just last night he was transported to a local hospital. Streamwood police declined to comment further, only saying he remains in custody while receiving treatment. Jenkins is accused of stabbing his sisters to death, 21-year-old Janiya Jenkins and 10-year-old Eyani Jones. A neighbor previously told ABC7 that her daughter was on the phone with Eyani when she heard screaming. The neighbor said minutes later, Eyani's 7-year-old brother came asking for help. By the time paramedics arrived, both sisters were dead. Jenkins was identified quickly as the suspect. His vehicle quickly found at a park in Bensonville, but he was nowhere to be found. After 4 days of searching, he was eventually arrested at a Metro stop in Downers Grove late Sunday night. Manuel Rosales says his 8-year-old daughter was also friends with Eyani and says she's had a hard time coping, even drawing up her own escape plan with the family's whiteboard in case the man responsible ever came back. Rosales says in these past few days, we noticed she's been worried and anxious, so we have pictures and video of her crying and saying that the evil person is going to come back and harm my daddy and harm me. Although Jenkins was not in court today, a judge ruled that he was incapable of being present and ordered him to remain in custody until he can be present at his detention hearing, which as of now has been pushed to Friday.
Jalonie Jenkins has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He was scheduled to appear in court on Wednesday, but was unable to appear because he was hospitalized at a sanctioned St. Alexis Medical Center after his arrest. His next court hearing has been scheduled for Friday in Rolling Meadow. Officials have said he stabbed and killed his 2 sisters in front of other children.
We're learning more about the man accused of killing his 2 sisters last week in Streamwood. Jackie Kostek was in court in Rolling Meadows.
Jalonie Jenkins appeared in court for the first time today. His defense attorney making the case that he was suffering from a mental health episode at the time of the attacks. He admitted that the facts of the case are horrendous, but said that Jenkins' mother and other family members are supporting him. You can see the defense attorney leading those family members out of the courthouse. They did not want to talk on camera. A state prosecutor laying out their case for the judge today. They said Jenkins was living in his childhood home with his mother and siblings. His sister, 10 years old, was on a Snapchat call with a friend when the stabbing attack began, they say. Jenkins stabbed his 10-year-old sister at least 10 times and his 21-year-old sister at least 12 times, all while 2 other young family members, 7 and 3 years old, were playing outside. After the stabbings, prosecutors say Jenkins locked the two younger children in a bathroom, hid the weapon, a kitchen knife, in the home, and fled with a bag of bloody clothes. They say he fled in the Lexus registered to him, tried to sell his car, and turned off his phone to evade police. They say he admitted to stabbing his sisters. The defense attorney said Jenkins is now on medication for psychosis and requested a mental health evaluation, which the judge agreed to. The next hearing is set for June 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning here in Rolling Meadows.
Was there a connection hidden beneath the surface, or was it something more terrifying? The kind of evil that doesn't need a reason. Kendrea and Ellis, Janiya and Eyani, mothers, sisters, children. The investigation continues, but answers are rare, and healing feels distant. Some wounds don't close, some names never fade, and some nights they echo forever. For the families left behind, the silence is deafening, and the truth still hiding just beneath the surface. Bang!